What's going on, D2R fans? It's Noodle again, and today I want to talk about the new version of the Whirlwind Barb from this recent patch. According to a couple other content creators testing, its early, mid, and late game damage and attack rating has all gotten buffed. And because I haven't played Whirlwind since like 2009, I decided to give it a whirl, and goddamn, let me tell you, it's aight. Now enjoy all the background footage of this build, and let's get to the action. For the gear on Meow Mix, I don't know why I named him Meow Mix, I will have this broken down into two parts for an early and a mid to late set. Starting with the weapon on the early set, we have Obedience because the most this will cost is a Foul rune, or as an alternative, you can use the new Unbending Will rune word and a sword. For the gloves, we have some little magic finders from Anya, a couple random rings, and a 4-slot belt that you should find along the way, some boots with magic find, run speed, or resistance on them, either smoke or a Lionheart for the chest rune word, a simulated skill ammu with Eye, and then either a lore helm or a crafted blood helm. This should be enough to get you started in some level 85 areas or even cows if that's your desire. For the mid to late set, we went with the two-hand version and are using a Breath of the Dying and an Eth War Pike, but there is the option of using two one-handers like Grief now that they have changed the way that works. For the gloves, we have Laying of Hands for the increased attack speed, fire res, and damage to demons, a dual leech ring and a Raven Frost for the CBF, String of Ears for the life leech and the damage reduction, Gore Riders for all the physical enhancements, Fortitude for the huge enhanced damage and the high resistances, High Lords for the attack speed, deadly strike, and resistance to lightning, and then Ariet's Face due to how OP it is for all physical barbs. On swap, I had a couple of these shout sticks, and for the charms, I only used a few variants of max damage, AR, and lifers. As usual, some of this can be upgraded with sockets, and you can use whatever the hell you actually want to use. This is just what I'm using to showcase this build. For the skills that thrills, we have 20 points into our weapon mastery, which for me is Spear, as well as a point into the rest of the passives, 20 into Whirlwind, 20 into Berserk to deal with any of the physical immunes that you find, 20 into Battle Orders for the big bonus to life and mana, and then for the rest, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. BTN's guide on max roll suggests putting them into Fine Potion with a point into Grim Ward. For the Statatas, we have just enough strength and dex to wear all of our shit, and then the rest go into Vitality, making us damn near indestructible on a Barbarian. For the Mercs, starting out, I would say use an Act 5 Barb with Lawbringer, as they'll be able to proc Decrepify for you, but in the late game, an Act 2 Might Aura with Reaper's Toll or Pride. Both would benefit this build largely in the end. The playstyle for this one is a callback to everyone's childhood. You buff up before you grip it and rip it like a motherfucking Beyblade, and because you have so much life, you won't find yourself in sticky situations very often, but it's important to remember that you cannot use potions while whirlwinding. If you ever come across a physical immune that doesn't want to be broken by your merc, you just use Berserk until their whole family thinks you're a jerk. Like others before this, the places I would recommend farming are generally just level 85 areas like Chaos, since this is actually more efficient than cows for this build. Objectively, this build can clear pretty much anything in the game and at a moderate pace when compared to others, although surprisingly lacking a little bit in the density department. I put it up on the cow clapometer to see what it could do, and it spun out at 6 minutes and 36 seconds, putting it pretty close to last on the list so far. In my opinion though, this was a solid breath of nostalgia, and it really does clear level 85 areas very well, and I would say elite hunting was just as fun as it was easy. The build is incredibly tanky on top of everything else, making this pretty relaxed to play. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 overall. Do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't already, leave your favorite emoji down in the comments, and like this video so more people can see it, because the more people that benefit from this video, the happier Noodle is. I stream all of my leveling, farming, and gameplay live on Twitch quite a few times a week, so if you're looking for some live interaction and entertainment, make sure you follow from the link in the description down below. There will be a few other helpful links, like one to the Noodle Gang Discord where you can stay up to date on anything I'm doing, so don't be a stranger and come on in. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Happy grinding, travelers, and we'll see you next week.